Commercial Bank Credit Lyonnais Nigeria Sweet-Bitter Lessons of the Trajectory of Subsidiary of once the largest bank in the world. It was your typical December dry, dusty, chilly hamattan season at the picturesque International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, resort in Ibadan. It was a rare huddled gathering of extended management leadership team of Commercial Bank Credit Lyonnais Nigeria Limited, CBCLN, commencing from Friday weekend days of December 1991. The gathering was neither your usual banking technical resources presentations conducted and moderated by seasoned financial professional consultants, nor by expert motivational, inspirational management speakers. The assembly was more of synergy bonding of expatriate and Nigerian mix of key departmental heads of personnel administration, general services, accounting, control, audit, inspections, operations with direct customers facing credit, marketing, treasury, high net worth private banking managers. Like the Chinese adage, let 1,000 flowers bloom, this brainiac interactive session was more nuanced, softening, smoothing of racial and tribal rough edges, hierarchical rigidities, condescending big egos, petty suspicions ossified in destructive silos and fiefdoms, and channeling the same energy bandwidth to intense positivity and productivity. Starting from the early days of 1990, it was apparent that Credit Lyonnais Nigeria market competitiveness was fast evaporating. CBCLN commenced retail banking business in Nigeria from December 1983 as a private joint venture subsidiary of Credit Lyonnais Group Paris and former high-ranking retired super permanent secretaries led by late Mr. Alison Ida and late Alhaji Ahmed Joda. Other prominent investors and directors of CBCLN were renowned corporate businessmen with vast French-affiliated interests in Nigeria, consisting Chief Malade Okoya Thomas, Chairman of CFAO Nigeria, Chief Patrick Balanwu, Alhaji Ismail from Kano, all of blessed memories. Credit Lyonnais Group Paris was founded in 1868 in Lyon, France by Henri Germain. With his catchphrase famous marketing slogans, "Banking is about people, not figures," the full-service bank grew phenomenally globally by aggressive acquisition overseas and rapid branches network in France at home. Credit Lyonnais was the policy bank of the French government in pursuit of the Vive la France global ambition. By the 1980s, Credit Lyonnais expanded to be l'IITA, largest bank in the world ahead of Citigroup, Bank of America, Sumitomo Bank. Credit Lyonnais Group Paris joined the legion of foreign global gold standard plate names, parent banks operating subsidiaries or affiliates in the competitive banking business landscape in Nigeria in the 1980s. Some prominent names are First National Bank of Chicago, International Merchant Bank, Chase Manhattan Bank, Chase Merchant Bank Nigeria, Bank of Boston, International Nigeria American Merchant Bank, BNP Paribas Merchant Banking Corporation, MBC, Citibank, Nigeria International Bank, Bank of America, Savannah Bank, Societe Generale Bank Nigeria, Bank of Credit and Commerce International S.A., BCCE Nigeria, Belgoles Bank Fortis, Nigbel Merchant Bank, Bank of India, Allied Bank of Nigeria, Arab Bank Jordan PLC, Nigeria Arab Bank, ANZ Granlays Banking Group, Granlays Merchant Bank. At the inception of full retail business in December 1983, Commercial Bank Credit Lyonnais Nigeria, CBCLN, had a very competitive advantage of a lavish revolving $60 million documentaries lines of credit. Lifeline principally dedicated to its captive French-affiliated commercial, industrial, construction, oil and gas services clientele in Nigeria. This import letters of credit line was a decisive takeoff success factor, competitive edge during the severe foreign exchange inflows crisis of the early 1980s in Nigeria, when crude oil prices crashed to single-digit average of $5 per barrel from peak of $30. By the early 1990s, new existential competitive threats for CBCLN emerged. The deluge of licensing of new generation aggressive banks, majority shareholding owned and / or controlled, and managed by well-trained, schooled, and experienced young enterprising professionals of Nigerian cadre of the management leadership team of the foreign banks, subsidiaries, and affiliates. Some of the prominent new generation licensed banks in the roaring 1990s were Guarantee Trust Bank, Zenith Bank, Standard Trust Bank, Fidelity Bank, Gulf Bank, Equatorial Trust Bank, DevCom Merchant Bank, Republic Bank, Credit Bank, Alpha Merchant Bank, Amicable Bank, Commercial Trust Bank, Century Merchant Bank, All States Trust Bank, Habib Bank, Chartered Bank, Universal Trust Bank, Commerce Bank, Meridian Equity Bank, North-South Bank, First Africa Trust Bank. It was your classic Wild Wild West gutsy gold rush era. Featherlight touch, regulated and supervised by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the new generation banks were on rampage with array of sharp practices, cutting and knitting array of conflicted golden sweetheart deals, foreign exchange arbitrage, round tripping, insider credits, check suppression, computer fraud, financial statements, window dressings. More dangerous to the failing health of the new generation banks was the large-scale systemic mismatched, imbalanced balance sheet liquidity, risk management that drove many to irreversible, irredeemable grave insolvency, terminating grandeur dreams of most of the young Turks. It was the hamattan season IITA resort. December 1991 coincidentally timed soul-searching, energizing leadership team retreat that reprieved and saved CBCLN dive into imminent hangman noose. The fundamental turnaround proprietary unique CBCLN solutions were simple, sharp, precise, fast applications and execution. Restructure and securitize long-term illiquid concentrated loan risk assets into financial investment products to institutional investors and asset managers thirsting and yearning for high interest yields outside the traditional mainstream deposit banks. Scale up retail corporate branch network for large transaction float cash management services. Establish and expand vigorous relationships with long tenor, corporate pension funds and high net worth individuals and family trust funds. Scale up your latent strengths in foreign correspondent banking and an understanding of CBN systems and processes to achieve unassailable competitive edge in import letters of credit and open account invisible foreign exchange, remittance bidding and trading fees, services to non-borrowing customers. 3 years down the road from that fateful IITA 1991, December leadership retreat, Credit Lyonnais Nigeria was back from the brink, stronger, liquid, profitable, respected amidst many new generation. Banks' distress, insolvency, liquidation, and foreclosure of business. For more inquiries, please contact Mr. Anatan Sanusi, Managing Director/CEO, Climate Friendly's Capital Management Company, Limited, CFC, telephone 234-80-884-59 065, email climatefriendliescapital@gmail.com.